I'm Doug Neff. I'm the chairman and CEO of Commerce Bank in Southwest Missouri. I came to Springfield as part of the job relocation. I've worked for Commerce for 27 years in several different markets and had a great opportunity to move here. Great market, great place. So, kind of a long story. I grew up in a very small town. I'm a farm kid from western Kansas. My father was a banker and we moved around a little bit. But yeah, I'm a kid who grew up in a town of 300 people in southwest of Hays, Kansas, in the middle of nowhere. So my impression about Springfield when I first moved here really was a very positive impression. I mean, talk about a community that's easy to get involved in and very welcoming. I had some previous background about Springfield, kind of 15, 20 years ago, as kind of this small conservative little place. It was kind of a little, not as progressive as it could be, but I was surprised about how much it had evolved over the years. As far as getting involved in the business community, it was fast. The reality is that if you want to get involved in Springfield, Missouri, and you want to put a little effort into it, it's not very hard. People, again, want people who want to care and want to get involved. So 5 years later, I'm the chair of the chamber, and so I'm very involved. It was a big. I wanted to do it, and so. I think if you just put a little effort into it, you can get as involved as you want to. And what's really unique about that, and from my experience anyways, is like young professionals in this community, they can get involved real quickly too. And that's one thing that you can't really take for granted you can't take for granted here, is that the ability to get involved at every level is really great. The accessibility is wonderful. So one of the greatest things about living in this region is the access to the outdoors. I think this is a beautiful part of the world. I'm not a great big winter fan, but we do get 4 seasons here. But I love the access to the Ozarks and the lakes and the rivers and just how close you are. And to leave your house and be at a beautiful lake in 45 minutes in a nice city like this is really awesome. So at Commerce, I don't know specifically if I'd say there's a lot of initiatives here, other than as an organization, we want to give back to the community. And banking, I feel like, still a pretty noble career, and we're here to help people. And so as the community continues to grow and people are looking for ways to invest in the community, we want to be partners in that, and we want to give back. And we have a lot of folks that are involved in the community in our organization, and that's super important to us. One of the things I would say as the volunteer leader of the chamber, I would like to say that we have a lot of opportunity in this community through this visioning process. We're in a process right now where we're kind of trying to create the story of the future for the community, and there's a lot of projects and a lot of things that are exciting around this community that I think are a bright look into the future. And the connectivity around the community and some of the assets we have here just to build around those, I think are gonna really change this community going forward. And there will be some exciting things that will happen. With Wonders of Wildlife and figuring out the connectivity to downtown. There's a lot of discussion about a new convention center, which I think will get some legs under it soon. Some of the other things with the trails and the connectivity. What's going on along Lone Pine down into Galloway is super exciting. That whole area is transforming, and it is going to be a really hot spot in this community going forward. And I think those kinds of projects and the connectivity around all those and the momentum that we're going to have is fabulous. And I say this all the time, the attitudes are going to define our community much more than our assets. And I think as we build on these assets, I can feel the optimism in this community growing, and it's contagious. And so I just think it's a really exciting time for Springfield, Missouri.